I actually wanted to cut to her because you kind of gave a little face when she said like she puts her man first.
Yes, I don't agree with that.
You don't agree that you made a face?
No, I don't agree with putting
you don't agree with putting a man first. Okay, so can you elaborate?
Yes, I don't agree with putting a man first because when he leave you, then what? What you gonna have? What you gonna have? If you put your all into a man will leave you with shit and bricks. Can I say shit? I'm sorry.
No, you good.
A man will leave you with nothing but shit and a bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have your own everything. So why would I put a man first?
Sorry, when you say sorry, I'm so not cool. When you say shit, when you say shit and a bag,
yeah,
could you just slow that down for me? I promise you, I am so not hip.
And I mean shit in the bag. I mean like your stuff in the bag and you on your way. And he already got the next girl in the house. Like, I don't play those type of games.
Okay, so you guys are specifically talking about, so you're assuming people just don't get married because obviously the court systems favor women. Actually, women will get everything if a guy gets up and leaves.
Saying, okay, so
I heard somebody else say like, oh, like the house and blah, blah, and then you'll have nothing. I'm like, actually, in the current environment of what happens to men in courtrooms, you'd have pretty much everything.
But the man got to want to marry you. These men ain't getting married.
So that's it. You're talking about, so you're basically saying like you could potentially be with a person that doesn't want to marry you, but you should just never be with a person that doesn't want to marry you, was what I would say. Like if you're talking to a guy and he never wants to marry you, then that's
that's why I ended my last relationship. I felt like we were together for too long. And I asked him like, hey, do you foresee us getting married? Do you see us continuing on? And he was like, no. Straight up. No, but it's okay. I'd rather he was be honest.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
At least he told you.
Like, no, for real. Not even taking no her by. And I was just like, okay, baby.
Baby, I love you.
At least he told her. That's most men won't do that.
Yeah, most men will lie and just sit there and have you wait all this time and
be
then
like,
be with somebody else.
Just give me time. Yeah. Like, give me time, or I just got to get my finances right. And then 5 more years, still trying to get my finances right. So at least he told her. She was appreciative of that.
Yeah, I'm like, I've always seen like, I've always been more respectful of a person that can just tell me the truth. That way you just stop wasting your time. Because people make up these lies and they drag it all out. And it's like, if you just be honest with me from the get, then I can make my decision if I want to continue. Because she could have been like, yeah, okay, then we just won't get married. I still agree with you. Or she could be like, no, that's not going to work for me. I want to move on with my life. But like they said, a lot of people are just not honest and they just like to waste people's time.
Yeah.
No, just be real. Because if you think it's going to hurt my feelings, I'm just going to have more respect for you. Like, thank you, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to waste 5 extra years of my life questioning stuff. I can just get to stepping right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell her what she thinks of putting a man first is wrong. Because with her saying, oh, he will leave you with, your bag and whatever. How can he leave you with shit and bricks if you're not living with him and you do have your own stuff? Like, you can still put your relationship, or you put the Lord first. But, when your relationship and you're prioritizing, your relationship stuff, I think that is still very much possible with you not having to live with the person. Like, that shouldn't even be, in my eyes, that wouldn't be a fear. Because I'm like, I'm not living with you. We're not married. So if you want to leave me, you can't. There is no, you kick me out. There is no, like, if that's one thing that I could say that I have stood on, is never allowing a man to live with me or never living with a man. Like, I don't even have men joke about it. Like, oh, I can stay with you. And they'd be hurt. Like, damn, for real? I'm serious.
Yeah.
I am absolutely serious. That is not happening. So it's like, if he can't leave you with nothing if you're not living with him. Why would you live with him and he's not your husband? Like, I was like, I would say, like, I'm not living with you if you're not my husband, or if we, at least, if I can look on a calendar and see the exact date when we're getting married.
Right.
Then we could talk about possibly moving in together, because we're about to get married. But
Right.
as far as oh, we still getting to know each other, we still trying to see if we want to get married. Why would I live with you? Or why would any man that's willing to move in with a woman is not a man, in my opinion.
Amen.
But yeah, like, why would I even do that? So clearly you can tell how she dates. You can tell how she dates. Like, you living with the dudes you're dating and you're in a relationship with. And that's why you do have that fear of a man doing all that X, Y, and Z. Live by yourself, damn it.
Yes.
That's one thing me and best friend was taught when we was little, was never move in with a man, never let a man move in with you. Like,
I have never seen it work.
It's a dangerous game out there.
We have never seen it work. We have never seen anybody in our family. We have never seen friends, nobody, where they were living together, not married, and it actually worked. I have no proof that it works. So why would I do it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. It's like, I look at it as far as, men and women who get into these relationships and they try to hold on to it, even though they know they're not going to actually push forward. It's stealing time.
Yeah.
You're essentially stealing time from a person and not giving them time to be able to actually find that one that's going to give you exactly what you want, which is marriage. And or they do this this thing where I call it a placeholder. They're like, they love everything you do for them. They love everything you do for them. So they're just going to keep you to the side of them, keep you as a placeholder until they find the one they think or what they truly want. And then they're like, okay, well, I found a girl who gives me everything, including everything you already have given me. So, peace out, bye. And that's the same case for men too. Men go through that with women. Women go through that with men nowadays.
Yep.
And that's extremely selfish. And you do have a lot of extremely selfish people out there. People get into relationships because they like what you do for them. Yeah. Which is why I think it's even in the Bible too. You can't give too much of yourself to a person that you're not married to. So yeah, not living with each other, but even while you're dating, you shouldn't give so much of yourself. So because at the end of the day, they're going to get a whole lot from you, and then next thing you know. So that's just my approach. That's just my thought to it.
Oh yeah, it makes perfect sense. You're absolutely correct. Julie Polaris said that's just sad. It is sad. It gets sadder. So we're gonna watch some more of this young lady's tell her point of view of marriage.
That's so you guys are painting a picture of not needing a man, but actually it's a circumstance where it's a specific kind of relationship where the guy doesn't want to marry the woman. Because I mean, if a guy said, yes, I do want to marry you, then you wouldn't have this perspective of I'm not putting a man first, right?
I would never put a man first, because even though this is my life, you know what I'm saying? This is my life.
But if you were married,
if I was married, I still wouldn't put my husband first.
Damn!
It's my life.
Hold on a second.
Okay, so this is how I feel. I feel like you should take care of yourself.
How many girls agree with her? Just out of curiosity.
I halfway agree with her.
Okay. Anybody else agree?
Because I just feel like that could be why he doesn't want to get married, right? If you're saying like, even if we get married, I'm putting myself first and I'm not putting you first. If I was a dude and I heard that, like, I would definitely say, okay, then I'm not going to marry you.
It's also about coming together. You know what I'm saying? It's also about a union. And I'm saying, what I'm saying is there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people nowadays that doesn't understand what a union is.
Well, I would argue potentially that you're that person, because you just said if we got married, I would still put me first. That's not a union.
First, though? Would a man put his wife first?
Yes.
So you should always what I'm saying is I feel like you should always put yourself first. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to a guy, you shouldn't put a guy over yourself. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So I would offer that in a very productive marriage, there is no I versus, it's just we. Like, I am in a partnership, a team, me and my husband. The concept of put first, even saying that just sounds so crazy to me in a marriage. Like, I've never thought it once. It's just, it's us, it's the kids, it's our family. Like, I becomes we. And so I would just say, like, maybe when you put that out there to a guy, like I, then they say, okay, maybe this isn't marriage material, because she's telling me that even if I give her everything and I have the potential, then the risk of losing everything, that she still would not make any sacrifices in her life. And I could.
She talking.
I'm gonna be honest. This triggered me just a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
The only reason why is because for her, she sounds so selfish and self-centered. And it's like, you can't have that in a relationship, because I mean, what's the point of you being in a relationship then? If it's all about you and you want to live the life that you want to live for you, then yeah, you should be by yourself so you can live for you. Because the minute that you get into a relationship with somebody, it becomes about both of you. If you expect him to give you the world, you got to do the exact same thing for him. I always thought like it's 100, never 50-50, but 100. I give you 100% of myself. You give me 100% of yourself. And then, yeah, we, of course, maintain that household. You know, we maintain the children. We maintain, you know, making sure the bills is paid and all that other good stuff. And we can have fun in the meantime, too, like going out and all that good stuff. That's nice. But if you're not thinking about him at all, and you're not willing to put him, you know, not on a pedestal, but you're not willing to, you know, give him more, then, I mean, what are you doing? It was like, what's the point?
She sounds hurt. Like she's done it wrong for so long. Because like Trent said, her idea of putting a man first probably is giving them her body. Whatever they want her to do, she's putting all her own values on the back burner to please a man, and not putting God with, where people aren't trained. Like, we're not teaching people to prioritize what pleases God. So like she talking about don't put a man first. To some degree, she's right, but she's saying put myself first. No, put God first. And that's what's not being taught, to put God first. I can understand, because her, like Trish said, her idea of putting a man first is distorted. And she don't know the Lord, so she don't know herself, and she sounds like hurt. She sounds like damaged goods, because she's done it wrong for so long, and only seen the bad outcome of her own bad decisions. So she's equated all of that stuff to why, now I'm never gonna put a man first. It's like, lady, you've been doing it wrong in the first place. So to some degree, she's kind of right. So Julie said this is why it's a good idea to learn how to put God first and above everything.
Yes.
Like I said,
I think this is also a big issue. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say that this is the reason why a lot of feminists are going through this, because a lot of feminists have that kind of mentality. Believe it or not, I mean, true feminism is, of course, protection of women's rights and protection of women in general. But there are feminists out here, the new age feminists, they become feminists because of hurt. And so they perpetuate this idea that women can do anything a man can do. We can do it by ourselves because men seem to not want us, or they don't care for us. So we should be able to do that. But it just comes from a place of hurt in general. Yeah. And that's the new age feminist way now.
Like you said, if you do it bad enough times, you will convince yourself that that's the reality, when that's really just that's the reality you keep creating for yourself. Yeah. Like you said, if you don't put the Lord first, you're not listening, because the Lord gonna tell you. You keep talking about women's intuition and you keep ignoring it. And you ignore it enough times, then it will become your reality that doing what you've been doing is not gonna work. So I don't know. Yeah, you do it enough time.
That's the truth. Howard, did you want to say something?
No, just that I agree. And when she said, what's it called? I can do anything a man can do.
I don't want to.
I don't say that. Like, I don't say that because, okay, as y'all know, I live by myself. And I was trying to fix my closet door. I don't know, broke my neck. Like, it was bad. I mean, of course I can learn how to do that, whatever. But just small things like that, I don't. And like I said, as a woman, I feel like, I think I talked about it in another live, how like being a woman isn't as difficult when you're not trying to be a man. You're not trying to say like, I can do anything a man can do. Of course, your life is going to be hard. If you're trying to be a man and you're trying to work in these big warehouses and work 12-hour shifts and then come home and cook, clean, do that, I'm not doing all that. No. There's certain things that I'm cool just leaving to the men. Yeah. And I'm fine with that. That doesn't make me less of a woman. I just have a different role in my life, which God gave me that role for a reason, because he know I would not be working in that warehouse. I would not. So he made me a woman for a reason, because I would have said no. They would have been like, look at little girly, but I'm not doing that. So he made me a woman. And that's what I do.
Why would you want to do everything a man could do? Men don't even like doing everything a man could do. That's why they be offing themselves.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to. Men don't want to be men. That's why they become women.
Yeah, exactly.
That looks hard. It looks hard. It looks like even women that have had multiple children say they would not change being a woman for the world because being a man looks extremely difficult.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Definitely agree. There's a few things I'm not gonna do. Like I'm not gonna fix or put up furniture. I don't do that.
Almost broke my neck.
I had to do that, but not because
I'm not gonna hurt myself here or try to lift up anything heavy because that actually hurts us physically, more than just our arms, but even in our pelvic area, like our wombs and stuff. We can't lift up heavy things for a reason. Like men are strong for a reason. So there's a lot that they can do strength wise. We just can't do.
Yeah, I'm just there on the sidelines to encourage. Go, babe, go. Lift it up. I'm not doing it.
You see, I was watching one lady. Her and her Korean husband, they have 7 children, and she did a short meme of like a clip of her when she's by herself versus her when she's with her husband. When she's by herself, she's carrying the groceries. She got the baby carrier. She doing all things. But her husband there, she's like, "Oh, can you get that?" Like, yeah, hell yes. If he doesn't have to do all that, so it'd be different. It's different when the days I am by myself. I can do it. I'm not gonna wait for him to come home to get the groceries. I can do it. But if he home, he can do it. So what a man said, it sucks the way women are now. Men don't even want to pay for dates anymore. I couldn't do it, but I understand. Oh yeah.
But what's so ironic is that the women that are wanting to be like men, they're wanting to be like the men they don't like.
Yeah.
Like you're not like if you're gonna be, you want to be like the man, but you're wanting to be like the man that is not ish. You want to be like the man, with, for instance, abortion. You want to be like that man who don't want to take care of his responsibilities. You want to be like that man who's sleeping around, treating women like crap.
Right.
Like you're not wanting to be the best parts of the man. You want to be like the worst parts of the man.
Yeah.
Very ironic.
The toxic femininity that they talk about so often is exactly what women want to perpetuate. That toxic femininity, that promiscuous behavior, that disrespectful behavior. That's what women want to be. That kind of masculine. Like Trent, we had a clip that Trent said that ain't no such thing as a masculine woman, because a lot of times these what they call masculine woman is she's a raging banshee. She's disrespectful. You can't tell her nothing. She is full of herself, and that's not what masculinity should not how masculinity should be represented.